Hi, welcome back to the Lintorious podcast. I have something to show y'all. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! Look at my nails. Ooh, these are some stripper nails. Or they're nails that say, I don't do housework, which I don't. So I got these nails. They're very appropriate. Look, there's a butterfly on one of them because the butterfly reminds me of my mom. But the reason why I have these overdone nails is because I have a taping on Sunday, the 25th, when this podcast drops. We're doing a taping for Joy Sauce Media, which is an Asian media company, raising money for the Very Asian Foundation. So here I am overdoing it. But thank you for listening to the podcast. This week, I am back with Jaylin I. We all love Jaylin. We are talking about relationships in business, how to maintain relationships in business, and what happens if it ever goes south, how to handle yourself when that happens, because more than likely it will happen at one time or another. And then do you recover from it? Do you move on? Do you burn the bridge? Do you work it out? We don't know. Up to you. Up to how much you value the relationship. But thank you for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe. Continue to go along with us on this ride. And we have even better things brewing for you next month. Bye. For episode 12 of the Lintorious podcast with Jaylin I. Yes. Of course, we love Jaylin. We love you, Jaylin, for being here. I know. Oh, we're still ringing for wine over here. Okay, We're still ringing for wine and ringing for luck. We're still ringing for luck for your views and your downloads. And I didn't even know that you had to download a podcast to listen to it.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, then what are the downloads for? People who save it?
Yes, you can listen.
Oh, they care.
Oh, people care. Oh, you guys care. I've never downloaded a podcast, not even my own.
I don't download anything.
Jaylin hasn't listened to one episode of our...
Because I was here.
I was here real time. I don't need a repeat. I don't need a rerun. No. But thank you again for being back.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being back. We're going to continue our valuable lessons series because on episode 11, we just talked about how to act right when you're booked on a show.
Yeah.
So this time we're going to talk about how to build quality relationships in show business.
You can't. No, I'm kidding.
And how to handle yourself if the relationship goes south. Because most of the time it will go south. And not just his head.
I love to go south. Nah.
Most of the time it will go south. No, I don't want to be cynical like that. But I will say that in show business in life, and it might not just be show business, but I'm speaking to it as if show business because that's what I'm in.
Yeah.
But even in life, like, it's very hard to find the right people to work with.
Yeah.
And to build that relationship with. Because there's some people you build just a relationship with where it's like, you're the booker, I'm the performer, and that's where we keep it at.
Yeah.
You know, or you're the performer, I'm the booker, that's where we keep it. It's very professional, very surface level, right? Yeah. But then there's a very core few, like Jaylin, who become someone that you can really trust and, you know, you can count on, and who's reliable, and who, you know, like, being able to count on someone is such a huge thing in this industry.
Yeah. I think just in general, specific to stand-up, I think that everybody's coming to do a show and perform, so they're coming in this energy where they're putting on. So it's already kind of contrived. And then so I think that in that a lot of people are not showing up like vulnerable.
Yeah.
I think producers, even if they're cold or hard or tough, they're vulnerable because it's the business. They're trying to sell tickets. They're trying to sell drinks. They're trying to do all the things. So it's a focus.
Yeah.
Right? And so, but I think for comics specifically, they're trying to show up in their energy or what they exist as on stage.
Yeah.
And so they're not open for the rest. So a lot of times those exchanges are not, I don't think they're they lack intention in trying to be genuine. I just think that they're not genuine half the time because of they're trying to show up in that mode. They're there to perform, not necessarily make friends. And so it's a blessing when you are able to meet somebody and you're able to bond after the fact. After you guys have kissed each other's ass enough and like blew smoke up each other's ass.
Compare dick sizes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? After you've done that and then you're like, you know what, I really like you, or you're somebody that I want to talk to, or you know what I mean? That's rare, honestly. But I just think that people are not there to make friends most of the time.
And that's fair.
You know.
That's fair because because friendship is it's such a close thing that a lot of us, you know, either use too loosely or don't understand the meaning of. But speaking on that, like,
got a little teary eye.
I have teary eye. I still have this cold. I'm mystified.
I was like,
mystified talking about relationships.
Moist on your cheek right here. She's been crying.
No, but here's the thing. Building genuine relationships, right? So here's my experience. The way when I go to do a show, and I'm a comic at a show, I don't talk to the person about my credits.
Yeah, that's so weird.
I don't ever do that. And I don't know why people do that with me. I don't know if it's because they know I book at the chateau, or they know I produce shows, or I just look like I'm your mother and I care. I don't care about your credits. I want to know who you are as a person. But that's just me, right? And I think in show business, you think you have to walk around wearing your bio. You know what I mean? You think you have to have your bio written across your forehead and all the things you're doing. But for me, it's like, I don't care if you're doing so many things if you're shitty. You know what I mean? I mean, unless you're going to pay me a lot of money, then I forgive you. But other than that, like, I genuinely just want to know who you are. You're energetically. You know? And if I vibe with you or if I don't. Because the minute you start spitting out your credits, I'm like...
It's just like it makes you feel like, okay, this interaction isn't even real. It's not real.
No.
It's just you're trying to prove something right now. Or a lot of times I think that I'm starting to realize how competitive the scene actually is. And so that's even that. And then even like I talked about this in like a little article that I did just about like oftentimes being the only black and the only gay in the room, and how like I've learned how other comics will try to throw you off your game in the green room, right? So sometimes when people are talking to you, it's not from the interest to get to know you. It's from this point of view of like, I want to pull your focus.
Really?
Yeah.
Do people really do that? What the fuck? Why?
It's a level of competitiveness that goes into it, especially if they know a lot of your people are sitting out there. They want to be better than you.
Really?
Yeah. But that's the one thing that I can say about you in doing your shows. There's a level of camaraderie I think that we fostered amongst each other. But like I've done a lot of shows, like being the only person like me, like where it's just like, no, we gotta. Like it's like a thing, and you feel it, and it's unspoken, but you see it in the energy.
It's interesting.
Like if I'm sitting there by myself with my notebook, to me that leave me the fuck alone.
Right. That means I'm in the zone.
You know what I mean? But then somebody will come break that up and be like, I just want to know what you're doing, but I'm trying to throw you off your game.
Really? Y'all need to get
and I've heard from some seasoned comics that like that level of competitiveness and jealousy and arrogance is something that really exists, and the higher up that you get, you see it even more.
Okay, so if someone's being competitive, okay, here's the thing. I never think that anybody's ever competitive with me. I don't know if it's because of my lack of self-esteem, whatever. So every time I find out that someone's like, no, I really want your career, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but speaking to that competitiveness, if someone was competitive with you, that's a sign that they think you're going to fucking kill it. Like they think, because they're threatened by you. You know what I mean?
And I mean, off the time, it doesn't even to you in that moment translate that, especially if you don't think of yourself in that way, or you're not trying to compete.
I don't think no, I don't.
But this game, what I'm learning, even in watching Cat Williams and them go back and forth and scramble, you realize truly how competitive it actually is.
Yeah.
This is all flexing.
Yeah.
And dick measuring. You know what I mean? And so like that's the nature of it. That's why we say the sayings like women support women, gays support gays, and then you get in it and you realize they don't.
They don't. Women
don't.
support women until they're digmatized.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I've seen it happen so many times.
Yeah, women support women until they think someone's pretty.
Just say that. I will support you until I want your man.
Yeah. And for me to gain a room, it's just like, well, I already had him, girl.
I mean, he was my leftovers. No, but no. See, but that's not how you build a genuine relationship.
So not like this. Don't have somebody's man.
But you know, the thing is though, the competitive. That's part of the. When you know you can build a true connection with someone is when you're not competing with each other.
Yeah.
When it's like, I'm happy for you. I'm going to take you with me. You're going to take me with you.
Yeah.
I keep saying that you build enough relationships with someone where it's like, only one of us has to make it and everybody makes it. Kind of like Kevin Hart and his Red Cup boys.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who really his Red Cup boys are, but he's taking them everywhere and he doesn't forget about them.
Yeah.
I
think it's when you see the value in other people. Like, you have to see the value. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, my son is peeing.
Sorry.
Can you hear the pee? Our boss is peeing.
With the door open. Because he has fucking money.
He don't give a fuck. He's like, who's going to wipe my dick? Who am I paying to wipe me right now? Who do I need to fire? Huh?
Our boss, aka Big Dick Randy.
He's like, what is your little fucking podcast you're doing to your 2 listeners?
When he walked by and said, nobody's gonna listen to this.
Come wipe my dick. That's terrible. He's 7.
So funny. You guys have no idea. He's so hilarious.
He's a funny kid. He's a mature kid because YouTube. Anyway,
I don't even know what I was saying.
Well, we're talking about
Christ.
building true relationships. Okay, so this is an example. You trust somebody that you worked with. They come into your house. You come into my house. You know my kid. I trust my kid with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's also like, I know what I was saying before his pee break. You see the value
in the person,
in people, in the person, them as a person, and then also their talent, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, hey, you're not the best, or you can improve in this area or whatever, but I see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I see the light. I see some of the vision. And I think that that's important. And I think most people don't look towards that or see that. And so I think if you can allow yourself, if we're talking about how to build these relationships, if you can allow yourself to sit in an audience, like, watch the show that you perform on.
Watch the show. Support other comics.
Support other comics.
Support other comics. Support other people.
And so, like, it's okay if you're on a show with somebody and you fangirl a little bit. I think that that's okay
fine.
over somebody where you can absolutely celebrate them and their set or their talent, or if you're acting or whatever and you're on set. Like, if you can sit on set and watch, do that. You know what I mean?
Support them. Yeah, support other people genuinely.
Yeah.
And I've spoken on this before, and I'm going to keep speaking on it. You got to support people, period. That's it. End of sentence. Not, I'm supporting you because I want you to book me on your show. I'm supporting you because I want to know the booker's information. I'm supporting you because I'm jealous. Whatever. It's like, just genuinely go and support people. Also, here's another thing how I genuinely build relationships with people is, first of all, I can't fake it. So if I don't like you, it's very obvious. And if I don't want to talk to you, it's pretty obvious. I just don't. Unless you are paying me a lot of money, then I have to. But other than that, I just don't. But if what I do is I really do spend time texting people just to say how you're doing.
Yeah, she's a texter.
How you doing? How's it going?
Yeah.
Even if it's like once a month or once every 2 weeks or something like that, I just want you to know that I think of you.
Yeah.
And those things matter, like, to me.
Yeah.
Just because my love language is words of affirmation and quality time. Those are my love languages. So if I'm communicating with you, that means I love you.
Yeah.
If I'm not talking to you, just get the hint.
Get away. Bye.
No, but that's something that a lot of people do not think about. Like, they don't think about those personal touches. That's why when I'm saying, when you submit yourself as a comic to a show, you have to be personal.
Yeah.
It's not just, hey, can I get a spot? Hey, can I, hey, these are all my credits and you should book me. They don't say it like that, but that's basically what the email is saying. But it's more like, I've been to your show. I love your comedy. I love your show.
Yeah.
You know, I've supported it. I'd be very proud to bring all my friends to see you.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Those kind of things is what's going to set you apart from all the other male comics who say, can I get a spot?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I even think that it's helpful, like, I don't know, like, getting into this. My mentor, David Connolly, shout out to him. Watch Cooper's Bar on AMC. He writes, that's his show.
Nice.
With Rhea Seahorn from Better Call Saul. I was supposed to be in that show, but that's not the gripe I'm going to share today. When I wait for my Cat Williams moment.
Yeah.
But, like, something he taught me, he was like, always send a note after your show.
Always.
So even if it's a day after or 2 days after, send a thank you. I appreciated it. I had such a good time. My people enjoyed themselves. If you have some feedback, let it be positive. But if you have some, give
Don't
it
be
in
the
that
creative
moment.
director.
Right? Don't be the creative director.
director.
You know, it's not about you, really. You know, your goal is to get booked again.
Yeah.
You know,
if you want to, if you like the show. Yeah, if you like the show.
If you like the show. And then it's also like, for some people, get booked where you can. Like, beggars can't be choosy.
Right.
You know, and so it's just like, sometimes you have to humble yourself. Now, there's shows that my talent probably matches the quality of the show, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because I believe it exceeds that. You know?
It's my delusion.
It's my delusion. So there's shows that I know that I'm not going to do, but I'm open to try it and then treat it with that same level of professionalism.
You have to.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you. What can I do? How can I be helpful? Thank you again for the opportunity, even though you'll never see me again, homie.
Right.
but I'm grateful.
Because you know what? In this industry and just in life in general, whatever, but your credibility is everything. And I didn't learn that until I started stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Then I was like, wow, your reputation, your credibility is everything. Right? Like, even if, let's say, you bombed a set and you didn't have a good set, the producer will still say, that person was so good to work with and she just had a bad night.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, damn, you a bitch and you fucked up.
Yeah.
And you're not even funny, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yes,
yeah.
acknowledge the producer and all the other comedians that you're on the show with. Send that personal touch. Be personable. Be personable.
Tag people. Show, I think, to just lead with gratitude in general.
Yes.
Because we do something that's so contrived, that's so quick, that everybody in the world is not able to do.
Yeah.
Casually, like you said, like some people are funny at Thanksgiving and they believe, you know, but we do something very specific. And I just think that it's such a privilege, even when you're not always getting paid or you're not successful. It's such a privilege to be able to get up and do it. And then when people laugh genuinely, and then after the show and people want to shake your hand and hug you and take pictures, that feeling is, I mean, there's nothing else that's like that. I mean, smoking crack maybe in the early 90s. I've never smoked crack. I haven't either, but I know people.
Oh, okay.
But you know, it was good at one point in time.
It was, you were happy, you were high.
You know, but it's just like, it's a high that you can't compare to anything else. And so it's like, treat it like it's sacred.
Yes.
And so if you feel like it's sacred or it's religious or spiritual to you, then you'll treat everybody else with that same level of intention and respect and care. And I mean, it's elementary. Treat people how you want to be treated. But I mean, treat people as if, in a manner as if it was your show and you would want to be treated.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
If I was putting on, I'm gonna be mad at the bitch that didn't promote.
Because I busted my ass to,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're that girl that's not promoting, treat people how you want to be treated. So promote, bitch.
This is going kind of off topic a little bit, but you know,
let's go.
It's always a comics and producers tug of war or whatever, because the comics are like, it's a producer's job to promote and get fans out.
Misconception.
Right? But here's the thing though, like, but you're not a household name yet.
Yeah.
And who what?
and is this promoter running a marketing agency? These people don't know half of the people on the flyer.
What? You know what I mean? Like, I think you just have to be a team and do it. To be a team, you have to pitch in.
Collaborative.
You have to collaborate, because most producers who's giving you the stage time right now, some of us aren't big producers yet. We're just trying to share the opportunities and sharing the wealth. So let's all pitch in to make it a successful show, like how we had a very successful show. at the Ice House. You know, that's just how, that's the vibe that we
our
want.
third sold out show consecutively.
So, you know, and it's just a matter of, and that's again, that also goes with building relationships. I've built, most of the comics that I book, I've built a good relationship with them where they are excited to invite all their friends because they know it's going to be a good show. Yeah. And they know that, you know, they want people to see the right headliners or other people on the line because they know I'm not just going to put on a glorified open mic kind of show. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's going to be a show.
It's going to be a show.
Yeah. So that's part of it. You got to build that trust, trust in, you know, because if you are your brand, like how you are, you know, who you're being, whatever is your brand, and people have to trust your brand, like Apple or you know, whatever.
I know you're gonna follow through. I know you're gonna be consistent. I know even on a like how you were saying, like if a comic bombs, but they're easy to work with. I know that on what you might think is your words, I still see it. I see the validity, the value, the vision. Right. You know what I mean? And so, but I think what you said, be personable. You know what I mean? Care about people. Be a normal fucking person.
And give, and you know what? And don't act like, okay, so this is gonna happen every time you build a relationship with someone. You're gonna have fallouts or whatever. You're gonna have miscommunications.
Oh, where it goes south.
You have miscommunications. It's gonna go south. Whatever it is, it's gonna happen. Okay. First, I need everybody to start being accountable for their own selves. I need people to stop playing the victim card. Okay, because it's always two in a story. There's 2, 3, whatever it is in the story. So, and I'm not saying take the blame yourself. No. I'm just saying understand what was your role in the fallout or the mishap. Or whatever. That's all we're asking. Yeah,
because you might be a victim to your family on Thanksgiving. But in the club, nobody gives a fuck. And you know what I mean? And then you brought all this energy. Yeah. Or all this feeling and emotion oftentimes over things that like are above you. Or like things could happen in a show that has everything to do with the club. People don't realize in doing stand-up, all your oohs, ahs, and ums count. You're on the clock. You know what I mean? Even when you play with the audience, you're on the clock. Yep. So, bitch, the light is on now, and it's time to get off stage. Or now it's flashing. You got 1 minute or whatever.
Like I'm seeing that red light right there, and
that makes me nervous. We're going over.
We got 1 minute left.
I like how we both, when he's waving, we're both like
we're going over time. Why?
We see you.
Because we respect people's time.
Yeah.
That's part of building a relationship. You need to respect people's time, respect the audience, respect the producer, respect your fellow comics. Yeah. Don't go over your time because it's like you're taking away from other people's.
Somebody else's opportunity.
You know what's crazy is that we've talked about it when we talked about it in the first episode you came on.
Like how we met.
You know what the thing is with Jaylin is that you're so easy to be with.
I
think like you're easy to be with.
Likewise.
And we don't have the same taste in men. So we could be friends forever.
Exactly. Exactly.
Even the straight men he's into, I'm like, ew.
Yeah, she'd be like, are you sure?
I know, I was all, ew.
Are you sure?
That's my friend.
Yeah.
But, no.
He had money.
I think there's just he's easy to be, it just kind of, there's no envy in that way. Yeah. And it's like a mutual kind of like respect.
Yeah, I think something that I'm attracted to about you is how blunt you are, respectfully. Because I was just telling my significant other this, like, I value directness, even if it makes me cringe or hurts my feelings, if it applies to me. Or if I take it personally, I value it. You know what I mean? And I think because oftentimes people nowadays are so worried about hurting people's feelings, they can't be honest anymore.
Right, yeah.
And not that we even have that, but it's just like a level of directness that you just have in general, whether it's towards me, whether it's towards like putting a show together, other comics, other relationships. Like I watched that, I'm attracted to that. Your level of professionalism was something that stood out immediately. And then I just think that you're super passionate. Like, getting to know you personally has been, like, dope as fuck. But just, like, watching you work, how passionate, how you care about what we're doing, how you care about the show. And I also think that something that bonds us is, I'm not even a producer, but I watch ticket sales as much as you do.
And all I have to say to Jaylin is, Jaylin, we need to move tickets on it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like so easy.
I mean, like, we can do it. I don't know how.
I don't know how we're going to do it.
But
we're going to do
like,
it.
we can do it.
And you know, the thing is, like, you want to work with someone who I say, hey, you want to go to, you have people in New York, you want to go do a show in New York? Yeah, let's go.
I'd be like, I know 3 people, but let's go.
Let's go. We going to figure it out.
Yeah.
My mom might come, you know, and here's the thing, like, because you want to take someone with you who isn't, where am I going to sleep? Are you paying for lodging? Are you paying for airfare? Are you going to pay for, how much am I getting paid? He's like, no, let's just get up and go and then we figure it out. And there's a level of trust.
Yeah, yeah. And we both hustlers. Like, I will never let the sex work I've done in the past fail me. If we go somewhere and we don't know where we're going to sleep, we going to figure it out.
We got hands, we got mouths, we got holes.
We got everything we need. I'm every woman.
I know how to market. I know how to Craigslist that motherfucker. Period. I'll be like, handsome, chocolatey.
Period. Everywhere I go, I'm every woman. It's all in me. And he can be too. You know? So we're going to figure it out. But I think that's what...
and you know what? I think we get each other because I've had past co-producers or whatever who I am actually very blunt with and whatever, and it doesn't ever work out because people say they don't want to take things personally, and people say they're not sensitive, and people say they want the truth, but nobody ever wants that, you know? Yeah. So, and I, in that way, are very insensitive, and I can just be like, this is what I need to get done.
Yeah, because it's what needs to get done.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'll even say, I never said this to Jaylin, but I've said to a past co-producer before, I said, we can't look stupid in front of the club. Just straight up. Like, we can't be like, oh, we're going to do this big show and then fill this many seats and then have 25 people fucking show up. I'm not doing that to my reputation.
Yeah, I think that's like an unspoken feeling that we both share. We can't look stupid. You know
Look, we acknowledge the light. I acknowledge the light.
But no, we don't want to look stupid. But I think that's what makes it special. It's like we have like an unspoken like exchange that's happening,
and we kind of have that same thought process.
Yeah, and then I adore your son, and I think that he's hilarious. I mean,
you know what? Ethan asked me the other day. He goes, "Mom, this is just a question. It's no big deal. It's just a question. Is Uncle Jaylin gay?"
I'm like, wow, he's late. I thought he had that. We already got that out the way.
Yes, he is still gay.
He's still. It just, It wasn't for one night.
Right,
only.
and he was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Yeah, no. Like, he's just whatever.
No, he's my favorite.
But yeah, it's just a natural... I love working with people with the same thought process. Yeah. Because I would check the ticket sales, and I'm like posting it, oh, we only have 10 tickets left. And the same time, Jaylin would be like, 10 tickets left, like on this thing. Yeah. And, you know, it's just a...
Yeah, because I care that much because, I mean, for me, like, I've never been the type of friend or support system where it's like I have to be the lead or I need to be in the front of, but it's just I've always showed up where we were talking about like grief and other things earlier, and I was like, how can I be helpful? Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think of it that way, like, even though you're the producer, I'll be like, it's our show. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He's like a silent associate producer.
Yeah.
No, really, like
very
a silent producer.
Heavy on silent.
Yeah.
Because
he's
she's
just
doing
like...
she's doing the heavy lifting.
I'm the one annoying everybody. Hey, so I'm making you personal flyers.
She's doing all that work. I promise you I'm not doing that.
Jaylin's just texting me like, this bitch still didn't post no shit.
Yeah. I'm just trying to keep the morale up.
But I need that because I need somebody who softens the blow for me because I can be very intense. I'm a Capricorn. I don't care if anybody knows that, but I can be very intense, and I've had to learn to like, okay, Lin, it's fine. Yeah. It's fine. Let's just everybody have fun. You know what I mean? I can be very like, listen, you're fired. You're fired. I could put somebody else in the lineup. Go. Yeah, no. But now I'm like, no, you know what? Let me just
give her a chance.
Let's just, let me keep my word and stuff like that. Yeah. But if a relationship were to go south, don't act like you're famous and start posting that shit all over social media.
A new bit.
No, we have like 5 minutes. Right? Yeah. Don't post it on social media.
No, don't go to online.
Don't do that.
I'm not your baby mama or your baby daddy, and I didn't miss your check this month. Like,
you don't have to deal with it off social media. You don't need to do it. If you want to post your experience, if you're like, oh, I'm going through this experience, don't name drop and fucking call people out and shit. You're not Cassie and Diddy. You don't got that kind of money. You're not Paula Abdul and Nigel.
You're not even Cat Williams. So it's just like, don't do that.
Nobody gives a fuck. You know what I mean?
Nobody gives a fuck.
You don't gotta do that. Listen, and I'm gonna go as far as to say this: like, if for ladies, if we feel uncomfortable, someone you feel harassed, you feel being treated unfair, whatever, try to communicate that with the person that made you feel uncomfortable. Maybe have some backup with you, whatever you don't feel safe, but communicate it. Talk to them first. Don't just go dragging everybody across the internet. Like, you don't.
Yeah, no.
Because you got to think, if you're in show business and you're posting these things, your Instagram is your website and your brand.
Yeah.
If I am a booker and I go to your Instagram and I see you just dragging people all over the internet, I'm not booking you.
Yeah, it's like they're messy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You're a liability at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think even in speaking to that specifically, women, because as a gay man, I do feel like I deal with a lot of misogyny and homophobia and being booked, right? I can kind of relate to some, not all, of like female comics' plight in those spaces, right? I think in the interest that like a producer or a casting director or whatever makes you uncomfortable, if you don't address it then, identify a man that you find safety and comfort in that occupies that space respectfully. So it's just like, say for example, I'm a woman in a situation, but you're a guy that I'm cool with that has respect in this room. I'm gonna tell you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then leave it up to that man, not that it's his responsibility, but leave him up to do the rest of that work.
Right.
To be the bigger person,
Just
right?
go to the person, go to the right person. Go to the source, like, yeah.
And oftentimes that the internet, that mass exposure, relying on like cancellation culture, I don't think it always works. I think that it does sometimes a negative to people that are airing it out. Not that their feelings are less valid,
right?
But I think it just makes them look bad, because oftentimes these situations can be handled behind the scenes.
And I understand, yes, stand up for yourself, always.
Yeah.
Have a voice, stand up for yourself. But it's just, there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it with class, with grace, with, there's a way to do it. You don't have to raunch it up. You know what I mean? Like, stand up for yourself.
Yeah. Period.
Just do it respectfully.
Yeah, like, you don't have to be messy in how you speak your mind. I don't even think that, I think you can be assertive without being an asshole. I think that you can be assertive and know what your needs are coming into a space without having to be a douchebag or a diva.
Right.
So just that. And I mean, like, I'm not interested in airing nobody out. And if anybody wants to air me out, I'm never going to honor it or acknowledge it until I get a 5-part Surviving Jaylin docuseries.
The only people that's going to air me out is my ex. Go ahead, air it out. I've already aired it out myself. Air it out.
That's why she gets child support.
But thank you so much for listening to Lintorious podcast episode 12. We love you. Thank you, lovers. Like, comment, subscribe. Come back next Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jaylin.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Joe. Bye.
Bye.